Talking about today, our topic is essentials. What are those skills? What are those things? And yes, we find ourselves one way or the other, or some of us are planning or are um, planning to or aiming to switch career. Because in the course of reading my profile, you'll be wondering, at what point did he become an HR personnel? At what point did he become an HR person? That is more or less like an operational logistics is, I mean, by the special grace of God, I've been blessed to touch almost all the roles or the sector. We want to talk about logistics, supply chain. We want to talk about customer service in terms of service delivery. We want to talk about operation itself. But at the time, there was a time when I was in MTN, and I realized that most of my dealings, aside the fact that I happen to be a supervisor managing the call center in MTN, I realized that a lot of issues that has to do with people management were being sent down to me, being pushed down to my table. And in the course of doing that, I discovered that, yes, I think this is another thing. And one of the HR managers then now called me, Coleman, have you thought about moving into HR? Do you realize that you are doing the job of an HR professional? And I said, really? That me, I've just been doing my own. I just decided to render help wherever my help was being required then. And that's what I was doing. And at the time when I gave it a thought and I said, okay, I think it's time for me to review what I've been doing. I enjoy talking to customers. I enjoy meeting people. I love customer service. I'm a customer service person. TA can confirm this to you. All our time together, I love, I mean, anything that has to do with people, it's what really gives me joy. And I found myself going into school to start my process, getting myself in HR. And that was where I started all of this. And as God will have it, I started on a very good pedestal, because if you want to go into HR fully and you really want to understand what HR, or you want to really touch, you want to really be in charge as a professional, I would recommend that one way or the other, just find your way, even if it's an internship that you want to do. Make sure that you have a consulting experience, because when you have that consulting experience, as in when you are into consultancy or you are into HR consulting setting or structure, there's no how that you will not touch every angle, all the pillars of HR, that you will not be well versed, that you will not have a good understanding of what human resources is all about. So we are talking about human resources. And I'm going to ask us that in this session, it's not only for me to speak. Yes, I'll be talking and I'll be sharing experiences and facilitating this, but I will also want us to participate. If you want to participate, you can. I mean, I don't know if the admin will allow for us to unmute and speak, or you drop your contribution in the chat box so we can take it as part of the training, because we are all sharing. If you have any questions, you have anything that you want to make clarity on, please feel free to do that. Drop your comment in the chat box and we will pick it and we will run with it. Essential skills for successful human resource managers. We all know, I don't need to start defining what human resources is all about, because at this level, we are not defining what human resources is all about. We know that human resources is a very pivotal role, is a pivotal function in any organization. Why? Because the life wire of an organization is the people. If the organization has a very good structure in terms of infrastructure, in terms of technology, in terms of processes, because we have four. They have the people, we have the process, and we have the infrastructure, and then we have the structure itself. So in terms of every other things that the organization might have put in place, if there's nobody there are no people to run with the processes, the process cannot run itself. The infrastructure will just be there. The technology will just stay there. Who is going to use it? It's still the people. So we are talking about the role, the essential role Who brings in these people? Who is responsible for these people? Who is responsible for the right sourcing? Because there's a difference between right sourcing and real sourcing. So are you bringing in the right people? So as an HR person or as an HR professional, we are going to be looking into what are those things that will make us to stand out. And for this day, for this session, we just look at, so I tag it as, instead of saying HR manager or HR, because we want to stand out. And when you're standing out, that means you're an hero. You are considered to be an hero in your field. So I might be referring to us as professional heroes or HR heroes. So take it that, yes, at the end of this session, you are coming out as a hero. And I bet you it's going to worth your time, and just relax. And I used to say this at every session that I have the opportunity to facilitate, that, yes, we might have gone through series of trainings, interventions, and learning is not limited to one line. And when you make yourself open to learning, you advance yourself, you learn more, you bring yourself down to learn. There are some things that you might be seeing that, see, I've learned all of this. What is there? What is new in all of this that I want to? So if you make yourself as open as possible, you make yourself as teachable as possible, then I believe that you are going to take one or two things out of this session today. And I usually say that if at all, whatever Coleman is saying is nonsense. I say this every time whenever I'm starting my training. If at all Coleman is saying nonsense, please, I beg you, in the name of God, take the sense out of that nonsense and return the none back to me. I'll gladly take it. I'll be glad I are taking the sense out of that nonsense, so that it will not be a waste of time. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you to this. Thank you and welcome to this training. The outline is, first, we'll be looking at introduction to what is HR. How do we consider ourselves as HR heroes? All right, communication skills, those are the things, because we have a series of skills, a lot of skills. There are thousands of skills that a person can exhibit in the course of carrying out a career, or even in your day-to-day activity, in your day-to-day living. So, but we are looking at the core, like TA rightly said. What are those things that will make us to stand out? What are those things that are essential, that is a must given, is a must have for you if you want to excel, is a must have for you if you want to stand out, is a must have for you if you want to be referred to as the HR professional, as the HR hero. So those skills, we are going to look into them, and at the end of the day, we will all rub minds together to see whether it's really worth it. We might be thinking, what are the new things? But let's just see how it goes. Communication skills, leadership skills, emotional intelligence skills, adaptability skills. There are skills that you need to acquire. Okay, organization skills, problem-solving skills, technology skills as an HR person. So you need to be ahead. And I highlighted this in green because this one is coming as a given. Knowledge of employment laws and regulatory and regulations, or compliance, if you want to call it compliance. So you must have a good knowledge. So that was why I said, because we said 7 skills, but I added this to it because we are not closing ourselves to learning. And the moment you stop learning, okay, and we understand that you start dying without knowing, then we'll continue to live because we are learning. All right, and we'll continue to get ourselves transformed. Thank you. So we kickstart right away, and so let's start this session.
Okay, so do you want us to control the slide? I think you are controlling it from your end.
I'm controlling it here. Thank you. All right, let's start off by introducing ourselves as HR heroes. And who are the HR heroes? Like I said, these are the exceptional individuals within the HR world, human resources world, who possesses a unique set of skills that set them apart from the rest. They have, yes, we are all HR managers, because in the course of my work, my function as an working in consulting, I do a lot of interview. I have a lot of engagement with people, different categories, different levels, right from entry level to C-suite. I conduct interviews right from entry level to mid-level to C-suite, as in top executives, senior executives, CEOs, CFOs, you know, C-suite in general, and HR as well. And then when you see people, you come in contact with candidates, and you wonder, there are some that possess exceptional skills, exceptional expertise, exceptional understanding of that role, of that certification that they are carrying. They are not just carrying a certificate for just carrying it. They are not just carrying a CIPM. They are not just carrying SPHRI. They are not just carrying all of this just because they want to add it to their portfolio, but they are really walking the talk, and they are really showing all of this. I mean, they are exhibiting it. So these are the HR professionals. These are the HR heroes that we are referring to. And I'm sure that a lot of us that are here right now are also aiming to becoming that. So and I'm going to encourage you at the end of this session, if you can get in touch with TA to see if you are not yet there. Maybe you are thinking of how you can get yourself certified and you need a bit of a guide or mentoring. Please reach out to TA, and he will be ready to support any one of us in that angle. So I said that the HR heroes, these are exceptional individuals. They are exceptional people within the human resources world, within the human resources sector, human resources job function, who possess a unique set of skills that set them apart from the rest. When you are referring to them, you check out all of these skills, and you realize that yes, they really do justice. They exhibit these skills, and they are showing it that yes, they really understand what it is to be called an HR hero. Because human resources is the backbone of any organization. Like I said at the beginning, I said human resources is the backbone of any organization. And sorry for that bit of interruption. And I said human resources is the backbone of any organization, responsible for managing the most valuable asset. And what is this most valuable asset in an organization? It is you and I, the people. The people. Who is responsible? Who is responsible for managing them? When I say manage, end to end, a life cycle of an employee, a life cycle of resources, that becomes the responsibility of the human resources personnel. Without HR, without human resources, companies will struggle to recruit, because we see a lot in recruitment, in our sourcing, in our sourcing consulting organization. We see a lot, we get a lot of brief. Some companies that do not even have, some even have it, but they don't even have the competent at hand. Yeah, I mean, somebody saying, how can I reach out to TA? At the end of this session, you will get more information. All right, don't worry. At the end of this session, you will get more information. Just let's calm down and let's continue with the flow. So I said, without human resources, companies will struggle to recruit. They will struggle to retain, because it's one thing for you to recruit. It's another thing for you to retain that resources that you have recruited. Because attrition, as an HR manager, you must be looking at your attrition ratio. You must be looking at your attrition. What is attrition? The rate at which your resources are turning over. They are going in and out. You recruit now, within the next 2-3 months, the same personnel, the same position that you just filled is now being made vacant again, because that person had left or is resigning or is moving on. And then, or you've recruited, you've not done the right recruitment. That person is not fit for that role. And whoever you are bringing in happen to be struggling. That person is struggling to fit into that role. So within time, that such a candidate or such an employee will leave. Such an employee will leave. And that will bring you back to your recruitment. So you will start looking for another replacement. All right. So without good HR, companies will struggle to recruit. Recruitment will be a challenge for them. Retaining such talent will will also be a challenge, and developing the talent effectively. So, which means invariably, if you understand what I'm saying, as an HR person, you are responsible for recruiting, for retaining talent, talent acquisition, and talent development, which we call capacity building at times in some organizations. They call it capacity building. They call it human capacity. What we call personnel management in the public sector, they call it personnel management or personnel managers. But in the corporate world, we have different definition, different nomenclature that you can give to human resources, head of human resources, chief human resources, chief human resources, human capital head, a lot of different title or nomenclature. However, today, what we are looking at is we want to delve into the 7 C's essential skills that every human resources professional must possess to thrive in the dynamic world of resources. You know that things are changing if you are not careful, if you are not catching up with the trend, you'll find yourself way behind. In fact, I won't say in the 20s, maybe in the 90s, that's where you find yourself and you think you are a professional. You are not a professional, my dear, but you must keep learning. You must keep looking for resources. You must keep yourself updated as an HR person. Even the skills that you have acquired, all these skills, you don't just acquire the skill and let it be. You continue to improve on your skills. By the end of this presentation, okay, talking about the objective for the session, by the end of this presentation, you will have a clear understanding of these key skills and how they can elevate your human resources, your HR game to hero status. And now, like I said, number 1 skill that we need to look into is the communication skills. What is that important? How important is effective communication? What is communication itself? We all know communication. Communication is not just to pass a message. Communication is effective, is considered as effective communication when a feedback is gotten and you are very sure that what the message you have encoded is well decoded, and you receive the feedback that your message was decoded rightly by the recipient. Okay, I don't want to go too much technical, but communication skills are the bread and butter of any human resources professional. That's the bread and butter for us. You need to be able to convey messages clearly, without any ambiguity. You need to convey messages in clear terms. No assumption. I used to say that when you write down assume and you try to, just look at assume as a word, break it, divide it into 3, as. And then when you drive it, the first 3 letters, that is ASS, that's as. Then the next one is you, space it, and then ME, assume. That means you are making an ass of you and me if you are assuming. When you are coming into so much assumption, that means you are making a fool of yourself and myself, because you are just trying to put words, or rather you are concluding for whoever that is coding the message for you. And then please don't assume. So let your communication be very clear, whether it is true listening, and that is active listening. Active listening. I'll talk more about active listening as we are moving. Active listening. Listening is not just for you to listen. Your employee is coming to you. A staff is talking to you, and you are not there. You are not in that conversation. Because I'm bringing in part of what we train as a customer service person in excellent customer service delivery. Because you are a customer service person. You can't take it away. You must imbibe that principle of customer service. You must have the fundamentals understanding of customer service. So active listening, not just listening for listening's sake, not just listening for response sake. You just want to hear the employee, you want to hear the staff, you want to hear the person that is talking, because you already made up your mind. You have your already made answers. You are not even listening. You are not taking details, because when you are engaged in active listening, you will realize that whoever that is coming to you with an issue or a problem or a situation, if you actively listen, if you are so much into that conversation, you realize that the person already has a solution without knowing. You will pick it. You are going to pick your solution. your response to that situation is going to come as your own understanding of what the situation is. And by the time you start giving out solution, the person that has approached you will see you as a professional. Oh, that's why they call you a boss. Is a leader, is a boss. Because they know that you will always prefer solution to whatever issue they are bringing. You are not just saying, go ahead, I'm listening, and you are doing something else. Go ahead, I can hear you. Odonayo, go ahead, I can hear you. You are talking. And then you as an HR person, you are busy typing out, or you are writing out something, or you are filling a form, or you are telling the person. Active listening has to do with you paying attention. You need to be in that conversation. If, in fact, you need to maintain eye contact, if possible, if it's not an online conversation. If it's an online conversation that you are having with such a person, you need to show that person that you are in that conversation by the way of your responses that you'll be giving along. Yes, you'll be nudging the person. Yes, go ahead. Okay, you said this. All right. Okay. So by all of these, your responses and feedback, the person at the other end will understand that, yes, you are not just, he's not talking into thin air. You're not just talking away. You are into it and you are taking notes. So active listening. So make sure that as an HR person, you need to convey your message clearly through listening or speaking or writing. You know, we have the verbal communication, we have the non-verbal communication. So you must make sure that, yes, you are very good in communication. If you are not good, you can take classes in communication, business writing, business communication, a lot of intervention, a lot of trainings, either online, free courses are available. If you want to go into paid training, you can consult Excel, and then they will support you. They will profile you to really know. They will do a profiling for you. They will do a TNA, training needs analysis, for you to know where do you exactly need that intervention. So you can consult Texel Consulting, and they will do justice to that for you. But let's continue. Listening is a superpower in communication. I've dealt so much on that listening. So I want you to see the role of, listening is just not listening. It plays a very major role. It is not just about hearing the words, but truly understanding the emotions. Because part of the skill that you need to exhibit as an HR professional that you are is emotional intelligence. So you can't be in that person that is talking if you are not into that conversation. You can't be in the position, you can't be in the shoes of that person. So it's not just about hearing the words, but truly understanding the emotions and the intention. You remember I said, do not assume. So you are not assuming, you are unmasking the person. You unmask the person that is talking to you. Excuse me, you unmask the person that is talking to you. The intention behind the communication, you get it through your listening skills. Listening skills is very important. It is very important, as much as your verbal communication skill, as well as your written communication skill. That is nonverbal. Okay, are we following, please? If you're losing out, please, you can drop messages. If you can't hear me, please, you can also let me know so that I will know at what point you lost out. Verbal communication is very crucial. You know, I've talked about listening. Now, let's look at verbal communication, which is a very crucial one in human resources. As an human resources personnel, you must be able to write. Either you are writing a memo, you're writing a letter, you want to draft offer letter, you want to draft policies, you want to put in processes. You don't expect someone, the sales manager, to come and be the one that will put together your HR policies and processes for you. Your SOPs, your standard operating procedures for all the processes, your payroll processes, your compensation and benefits, your training, your learning and development policies and processes, your recruitment processes, your recruitment policies. So you need to have that good communication verbal communication skill, writing skills. Your writing must be apt. Your writing must be up to date. You proofread, you check. Now, a lot of things have been made easier for us. We are advancing every day. You can even get some kind of aid. When you finish writing, take it online, put it online. You will see you have a lot of support, you have a lot of intervention that can help you to proofread, to even correct you. But you must know how to articulate. You must know how to put your thoughts together. You must know how to communicate. Writing, there are some words that you must do away with when you are communicating officially. You want to write a memo, your tone, your language must be totally different from when you are giving a sanction. You are giving a feedback session, it must be different. So you must learn different ways, different channels, different means, medium that you can use to communicate in verbal communication. Either in delivering a presentation or because as an HR person, you must be very apt, you must be very good in presentation, like what we are doing right now. If you wake up to Tomitope Aloba, if you wake up or not, if you wake them up, they will start this presentation without having any issue, without developing any cold feet. I love talking. I love training. So if you bring me in, I will just tell you, even if it's something that I've not even, maybe it's a field that I'm not even well conversant, just give me the material, I'll digest it, and I'll put myself into it. So you must know how to communicate verbally, writing. It will be very appalling for an HR manager to be writing memos full of grammatical errors, full of contextual errors all over. It will be very disheartening to read because you are the image that the management sees and you are also the image that the employees see. So you are in and out. I was telling my HR manager yesterday when she came to me, she came and were having issues, complaining, I said, you know what? The moment you realize and you see yourself as the door, HR is a door, proverbial door out there. To the management, management sees you that you are on the side of the employees. Employees sees you as an HR person that you are on the side of the management, because when they bring their issues, as professional as you are, you will need to attend to them professionally, having in mind of the focus and the objective, the culture of the organization. All right. And then the management too, when you're talking to them, they will be looking at you. Oh, you are a cost consuming center. You are not even cost generating center. But if you are a good professional HR personnel, you will let them know that HR department is not a cost consuming center. It's a revenue generating center, because you are the one bringing in the right resources that are generating that revenue. And you are doing it judiciously. You are the one that will negotiate. You are the one that will do all the negotiation and bring in people. So you must learn, you must know how to write. Okay? So no matter what, whether it's delivering presentation or having a tough conversation, your words really matter. Your words really, really matter. Written communication on its own is a skill too that you must have. You must be able to write. Are essential. They are essential for crafting effective emails. You want to send your normal monthly newsletters across the organization. You should be able to write it effortlessly. You should be able to write it seamlessly without any headache, without having any issue on that one. So written communication skills are essential for crafting effective emails. Policies, because you should be able to write policies. Put it down. Just write it. And as you're writing, I told one of my colleagues yesterday, towards closing time, and I was trying to write an official letter to one of our clients, and a high level, when I say high level, to the CEO of to the entire board and management of that big organization, a multinational in Nigeria here. And as I was writing, my project manager was like, GM, you like to write to my, I said, no, it's part of me. I take time to write, but the moment I start, you stop me. It will take you serious intervention to stop me, because I will keep on writing it. So you should be able to write, and not just writing anything. Let your flow of thought. Let it be logical. Let it articulate yourself to the point that even if nobody is there, they are reading what you have written. They know, they understand effortlessly what you have passed. So your message is being decoded without any challenge. You should be able to write reports that are very clear. You should be able to put in your report and very concise, very apt, and your report must also be professional. You should be able to do all of this as an HR person. So in communication, you're looking at your listening skills, you're looking at your verbal communication and your non-verbal communication. So in all of this, you need to ensure that you stay on top of your game when it comes to communication. Another skill that you need to equip yourself with as an HR person is leadership skill. You'll be wondering, leadership. Yes, you occupy the position of leadership as an HR person, HR manager, be it HR officer, be it an HR, human resources in general. Human resources, in any field you find yourself, in any pillars, you know, the HR has its own pillars. Okay, so in any of the pillars of HR, in any of the role or function of HR that you find yourself, you must also know that you require that leadership skills to function. Because come to think of it, you want to grow and you don't want to imbibe leadership skills. You don't want to exhibit, and you are not ready to take up leadership skills. You're not ready to take up leadership initiative. You are not ready to be strategic, then you are not going anywhere. So leadership skills are the cape that every human resources professional, they adorn. That is like your superhero cape, you know, that cape that you see on the Superman. So that leadership skill, that's what makes you fly. That's what takes you higher. Okay, so you need to lead by example. You need to exhibit that leadership by example. Make tough decisions. These tough decisions. In the course of this month, I do it. And I look at it. We have some client that we support. We support them. There was several instances that our employees they will just want to take things for granted, bringing liabilities, exposing the organization, even the client that you have seconded them to. They expose such clients to high level risks. Okay, and at times I took the decision was very tough. Of recent, one of my staff in the office, you are responsible. You are in charge of keeping stock. You are responsible for keeping company assets. And we discovered that some items, some assets, valuable assets, they are valuable assets. Laptops, about 4 different new systems, laptops were missing under your custody. Not only that, we have other things in the store, microwave, shredder, you know, missing. And I asked, I said, well, my CEO, we asked, what happened? She was just saying, I don't know what happened. I did not see them. I do not. You need to account for it. You will be held accountable because they are on your custody. But the top decision I'm talking about is this. We had to bring in the police. I called in the police. And when the police, at the time she approached me, she said, GM, with all that I have done, you do not believe me. I said, it's not about me believing you. It's about you knowing that the right thing has to be done. It was a tough one for me because she happened to be one of the good hands that I really, really like in that organization, in my company. We took her to the police station, and the police they interrogated her. They went to do a lot of searching and everything. We still insisted that, you know, a lot of statements that were made were implicating her. So at the end of the day, we had to move to court. The tough era of that decision for me was when the magistrate at the court, at the magistrate court, immediately we got to court, and the magistrate said that she will be remanded in prison custody, Kirikiri. And I was given the responsibility to take her along with the prison warder and the police and the prosecutor. So I had to follow them, and it was a tough one for me. But the thing is that, hey, this is my role as an HR or as a general manager, but I also oversee the function of every department. So myself and HR manager, we had to. I closed my eyes and I told her family, I'm sorry, this is what we have to do. We just have to do it. But I pray that she'll come out of it, of all this, if she's truly innocent. But all fingers are pointing towards her that she is not innocent. So as an HR person, that leadership, you must be ready to take that decision. Your ability to resolve conflict, like a professional that you are, they brought issues to you. Why do they keep coming? Why do they keep coming to you? Because they found that leadership skill. They found you, that trait of leadership in you. And no matter what, they are covered. No matter what, you got their back. You provide solution to whatever issue they bring to you. So leading by example means practicing what you preach. Leading by example means what you preach. It's given in all the organizations I've ever worked in my life. I don't get late. I don't come late. I have never seen myself coming late into the office, no matter how far or how distanced I could be to my place of work. I get to the office. I get to office before my staff, before my other colleagues get into the office. Why? So that if I want to sanction them for coming late, I will have that opportunity. I can do that freely because they know that even when I was in McTay, I got an award. At the end of the 2 years consecutively, there is an award they give to this. We call it Early Birds Award. That means the people that get into the office first. You can't beat me to it. You cannot beat me to it. So leadership by example. I get into the office early. I don't just pack my bag at 5 o'clock as a leader. Because some people, our employees are fond of saying it's 8 to 5. If you really want to advance, you really want to add value to yourself, you shouldn't see yourself as an 8 to 5 person. In fact, after 5 o'clock, whatever you want to do, that is your official hour. Whatever you are doing after that, you are learning, you are developing yourself. Because the office is clean, the office is clear, it's cleared out. And you have time to think, you have time to do other things. And because of your carrying out your research, maybe you'll still have some of your work you want to do. So you don't just carry your bag. At 4:30, they see, it's GM that first left office, so others will take off before 5. So if you are not there, but when they see you and they are looking at you, it will be difficult for them to just do what you don't even expect them. They take cue from whatever you are doing. Your comportment, your dressing, you're not dressing anyhow. You are the one that are meant to enforce the dressing culture, the culture of the organization in terms of outfit, in terms of appearance. And you, as an HR, you are coming to office, your clothes are crumpled, you're putting on sandals or slippers. It could be leather slippers instead of you dressing corporately. You don't need to go and break a bank to look like a leader. You don't need to go and break a bank. Just once, it's part of me. If you check my car, you check my bag, my staff, they know. I have ties. I have extra jacket for them. About last month, we wanted to do a recording and we asked everybody. But I know that for one reason or the other, there are some guys that I know them. Maybe they are not used to that, or by the reason of the situation of the country, they don't have that opportunity to have, they don't have that means to really have a good jacket or a suit. On the day of the recording, we wanted to do a shooting. They did not know. I left my home with about 6 different extra jackets. And I took it along with ties. The only thing I did not carry was shirt. Because I know that there are some of them that we are of the same height, we are of the same size, we wear the same size of jacket. And I brought it up, and I can see the joy, the happiness on their faces when I said, if you need jacket, go downstairs or come, let me give you. come and see rushing. The ones that want to pick tie, the ones that want to pick jacket. And at the end of the day, when we finish the recording, they return it and they kept on coming. The following day, thank you, sir, for yesterday. I said, it's okay. We've done our own. So you don't just leave them. You don't just say they're on their own. No, you are leading. You never can tell where that you have done something for them and they can never forget it. So leading by example means practicing what you preach. Your action should reflect the values and behavior you expect from others. Let your actions reflect the values and behavior that you expect from others. Decision making on its own. All right, it's one skill. You know, we're talking about leadership skills. So, and what are those things that leadership comes with? I've talked about your ability to take decision, take tough decision, lead them by example. Now, decision making is a critical skill in human resources leadership. Decision making, you know, there's this word, this balance in the human resources world that whoever you cannot fire, do not hire. Take note. Whoever, any resources or candidate you cannot fire, don't hire. Don't put too much familiarity or person. Don't make it personal. It's your friend. Can you fire your friend? It's your girlfriend. You want to bring your girlfriend into, although it's not, well, you can do that. Or it's a friend, very close friend, or your cousin, or your younger brother, or your younger sister. And you know, if you know you cannot fire such person, it's better you use your connection, leverage your relationship, your network to get that your cousin or your brother or your sister a job somewhere else. Are we all together? Are we all together? Whoever you cannot fire, don't hire. We have some, we call them in HR, we call them political candidates, especially in this our own field of HR consulting. In the public sector, they will give you candidates. They are political candidates, which means you can't throw them away. You will just continue to manage them. And you'll be praying that only God can, because you need that client, you need that support. And they will give you condition. You need to take in this person. But at a time, you must stand your ground. You show the person, or you go back to the person, because there are some clients like that. They will tell you, I have a client like that. She'll keep on calling me that the person I recommended, if at any point in time she's drilling, please, if she's drilling, call me.
Yeah, please. You can move that.
Hello? Hello? Is there any issue? If it's drilling, call my attention. Just let me know. Because if she should lose this job this time around, that you are giving to her, then I'm done with her. So there are some clients like that. They will recommend and they will also stand by it. That don't say because I recommended as an HR, even if your client or your person or someone, maybe a stakeholder has recommended, you go back and let them know the person that is recommended, this is a performance, this is what this person is doing, this is how it's done, and you've tried to intervene. So you are pushing it back to them. They will know how to call such person to order. Or at a time, they might tell you, just take the person down. Take the person down. So decision making, we're talking about decision making. You need to weigh your options, consider consequences. And that's what I mean by saying that before you bring in the person, consider the consequences of bringing in your family member into your organization and choose the best course of action. What is decision making? Decision making is just weighing alternative now and problem solving. You identify that there's a problem, you look for how to solve the problem, different solutions and alternatives, and then you weigh, you evaluate the solution, the alternative that you have, and then you make your decision. The one that really that seems plausible to you, you settle for it and you stand by it. Now, talking about conflict resolution as a skill, as an HR person, you need to have that skill to resolve conflict. Conflict resolution. Conflict resolution skills are essential for navigating tricky situations within teams or between individuals. There are some within the organization. Okay, yesterday we were having a conversation in the office, and we were having a conversation, and it has to do with the current situation. One of the head of department, myself, and some other team members, we were talking, and he said, if you know how much I want to pay for my daughter's school fees. And one of our staff member that is not married yet, okay, is a guy, and he said, don't GM, don't go there. You that we all know, you. And another staff that is married, but the junior staff, stood up and said, will you shut up, you a chronic bachelor? And they started having that altercation. That when we married men, we fathers are talking, you that you don't have any responsibility, you don't talk. You know, it was, I allowed them. They were really exhibiting themselves. And the other one said, what I used to buy, that's why you cannot change your shoes. Oh, it's now becoming personal. That's why I can't change your shoes. The guy said, yes, I can't change my shoes because I know what I'm investing on my children. You that you have not even started investing, see your shoes, see my own. Do you know no, that was when I now stepped in. I said, guys, we are all playing. We don't need to go personal. All right. So you went overboard. You shouldn't have started going personal. And you too, you shouldn't have responded. And I said, no, we don't need to. This situation of the country doesn't need to pitch you against each other. I just use that as one example of conflict, because if it wasn't well managed, it's enough to trigger a lot of rancor, fire, upset, uproar in the organization. Because before you know it, other staff members will start taking sides with each of the parties. And that could cause another issue. So conflict resolution skills are essential for you in navigating tricky situations. Tricky situations. Some people, especially this one is very, I've handled this severally. This person has body odor. I can't sit beside him or her in the office. We need to open the door. We don't need to use the AC. Or when we use the AC, we should open the door so that, or we'll be joking. You know, they will bring it to you as an HR. HR, my chair is this. No, you gave my system to this person. No, you gave this one preference. You are not the same preference you are not giving to me. You extended preference to this staff. Is it because he's your friend? Is it because, you know, you will get to hear a lot. And your ability to navigate, to wade through that storm is what makes you that leader that you need to, that leadership skill that you need to acquire as an HR person. I hope we are following, and we are taking we are taking down some learnings. Thank you. No, another one. Skill number 3, emotional intelligence. Emotional because of we speaking about leaders in the first place, or leadership. Thank you, Ismail Adijat. Thank you. Emotional intelligence is a superpower. You know, I said leadership is a cape. That is a cape that makes you fly. Remember, I said there's a cape. That is your flyer, your wings. That's a leadership skill. But emotional intelligence skills, that is a superpower that sets you apart as an HR professional. It sets you apart. Understanding emotions. What is emotional intelligence? They said emotional intelligence, and that's what we know. In simple terms, switching position. We said putting yourself in the other person's shoe. Switch position. You switch position to the other side. Let the other person come and sit where you are sitting. And then you can react when you are in that switched position. You are no longer sitting as an HR manager. You are now sitting as an employee. Let the other person that you are not ready to listen to, let's switch position. That is emotional intelligence. For you to understand why people react the way they react, you must be emotionally intelligent. a situation way back when I was in MTN, in the call center. We had it's regimented setting. When I say regimented, it's on schedule. So when you are meant to sit, when you are meant to start working by resume work and you start 1 o'clock, you must click the button. The first call must come in the call center setting. So we have teams. Happen to be the call center manager in a maritime house. Then we have the agent, we have the team lead. Just like I said, is your ability to understand why other people react, they behave the way they behave, why they react the way they react. And I was trying to give an example of a situation in the call center. You are meant to be in the on this day we have we have the structure of an agent, then there's a team lead, then there's a supervisor before you get to a manager. All right, so I have a team lead that reports to a supervisor on the call, on the floor of the call center. As a team lead, he has his own calls, so that he goes around within his own team to make sure that yes, they are doing the right thing. And it was very, very, it rained heavily that day, that one of the call center agents in the team of this, my guy, I will call his name because I don't want to mention his name, his real name, James. James, as a team lead, was looking out for his team members. And all of a sudden, it was very heavy that day that everyone got drenched, no matter what. Even if you're coming in by public bus or by star bus, before you get to where it rained heavily, that everywhere in Apapa was flooded from my 2 down to maritime house. She's one of the agents in James's team. She was 8 o'clock. Rainfall. She came in very late. So she was coming into the 7th floor. We were on 5th floor that day. We were on 5th floor. And she was coming out of the lift on 5th floor, drenched, all her bags soaked. She was dripping with water. She was dripping. Everything about her, dripping with water. When I said dripping, soaked, fully soaked. She came face to face with James at the corridor. And James was like, you are late. You are not going to work today. You need to go back home. I'm talking about emotional intelligence. Someone that's just coming in from the rain. You are late. You don't need to work anymore. You are 1 hour late. So I cannot discount this for you because he has the ability to discount. I can't discount this for you. You need to go back. Or even if you stay, you are not going to be paid for today. You know, the first reaction from that agent to her team lead, are you daft? That's number 2. I was hearing, I was checking them. I was are you blind? Are you daft? Can't you see? So is this the kind of leader that you are? Immediately I stood up. Hey, James, hold on, James. Other lady by the name, because I know them. I have that ability. I have that. I'm blessed with that. No matter who you are, no matter I know all my people. So I called her and I said,
Welcome back, Coleman. Can you hear me? Hello, Coleman. Can you hear me now? So welcome back, Lanre Coleman.
Thank you. All right, so let's quickly finish. Concerning the emotional intelligence, at the end of the day, if you can hear me, just to wrap it up. So what I did was I asked the office assistant while the lady was in the restroom drying herself up. I asked the office assistant to quickly prepare the day. I mean, not only office assistant, they also serve as our tea girl. So I asked her to quickly prepare a tea cup. I mean, 2 cups of tea, 1 beverage, 1 tea on its own. And then I said, I mean, so that because I wouldn't know the preference. As the lady was coming out, dried a little bit, I just asked her, sit down, what do you want? Tea or you want beverage? And she looked at me and she was like, Coleman, you are different too. So, she was still angry from that altercation she had with James. And we were able to resolve it. Emotional intelligence. And I called James later and I sat him down, told him, you are not someone that is coming in. You need to show that your selflessness, that yes, I am with you in this situation. Yes, she came in late, but it wasn't as a result of her making. Even if you can't do anything about it, that's not the way to do it. Like one person that said on a call, talking to a client, I mean a customer in the call center, and he said, if this is your problem, I can't help you, and I don't think anybody can help you. I heard that and I rushed to the situation that is, you have killed that customer now. If a caller is called and you are telling the person that I can't help you and I don't think anybody can help you, you have killed the person. So you need to be emotionally alert. You need to be emotionally intelligent. Your emotional IQ, your emotional quotient, your intelligence needs to be very high in order for you to thrive in this position as an HR. Put yourself in the position before you even accuse someone that is, there's a lady in my call center at that time. She was coming late, and I had to call her. Chinyere, I think it's Chinyere, yeah. Chinyere, you're coming late. And I mean, all of it, she just came back to me. She said, Coleman, can I confide in you? And I said, yes, talk. She said, my husband is killing me. I sat her down. What exactly happened? She said, my husband, and her husband happened to be a staff in the MTN too, but not in the same department. She said, my husband is killing me. He's not ready to support. I am the only one that will prepare the children in the morning, and he will sit down on the chair reading paper. He will read Bible, and I'll prepare his water, heat his water for him. I'll prepare him up for office on the children. And I'm getting tired. Do you get it? Emotional intelligence. If I just assume that this lady that has been coming late, I think we need to give her a query. I need to, before you even issue query, before you start sanctioning, find out. You never can tell what could be the problem, what could be the solution, or that you might even offer help to such a person. I called the guy. He's my friend. And I warned him, you want to kill your wife? Oh, she didn't report you. I discovered. And that's another wisdom that you must, as a leader. She didn't report you. I discovered in the course of my talking engagement, I discovered that, yeah, this are the tasks that's keeping her late, getting late to work. Unfortunately, my friend did not see it that way. He didn't know that he was really on his wife. And just to call the long story short, everything changed. Everything changed to the point that he support the woman. This is what I'll do. You do this one. And they were coming in together, because before he used to come on his own. You come when you are done, because he was a manager then. So you must show empathy. Understanding emotions, showing empathy, and managing your own feelings are very key. You manage your feelings. You might not be having so much on you. The whole thing too might be affecting you. Maybe you want to bring up a policy. The policy is also going to affect you, but you suppress your own feelings and you understand why others are reacting that way. And you must be ready to manage them when they come with their reaction. Empathy and compassion are at the core of emotional intelligence. You must be compassionate. And that's why we have it as one of our leave benefits, compassionate leave. Compassionate leave. Compassionate leave. You know, so putting yourself in others' shoes, build that trust. It builds that trust and understanding. It gives you that trust and understanding. Self-awareness is also about recognizing your own emotions and how they impact your behavior and decision. Some people, they say, me too, I get crazy for head. So because I'm HR, doesn't mean I can't give it back to you. But no, you know yourself. Come to that self-awareness point in your own emotional intelligence journey. When you come to that self-awareness level, you will know to what level, what is my capacity, to what can I take this? If you know you cannot take it, you need to develop yourself to the point that you will be you accept everything. There's a lady in my team presently, she's an HRBP, managing one of the clients. On the platform, WhatsApp platform, I see a lot of insult they pass down to her. They will talk down on her, the employees, talking down on their HR officer. At times I will call them, don't you know that she's your HR? You'll be talking to her. When I call her, Tayo, come. She says, sir, they do this. I said, Tayo, sit down. You see yourself as a dustbin. They will drop a lot of refuse. They will be dropping a lot of garbage on you. It's making you to be a stronger and a better person. Because if you want to be reacting on everything they are dropping on you, you will keep on making mistakes. Tayo, learn from whatever they are giving to you. Sir, I said, go and do it. You need to react. You need to just do it. You know, just do it. You know, so you just have to do it. And you allow me, she'll come back. She came back. She said, thank you, sir. I've been able to manage them. I said, that is it. So managing emotions effectively means staying calm under pressure, handling stress, and responding thoughtfully rather than reactively.
Excuse me, Coleman, please check your message. I just sent you a message.
I've sent it. Thank you. I've sent it. Thank you. I've sent a message. You know, so thank you. Talking about adaptability. This is dealing. You know, we talked about shield, we talked about superhero. Now we're talking about the shield, like a cover, like a bunker for you. You need to be adaptable. You need to adapt to different situation as an HR person. When the thing is not, when it's going good, you are. When it's becoming a little bit shaky, you must adapt. When you need to downsizing, you adapt. When you need to do so. In essence, I just said that adaptability, your ability to be flexible and navigate, be flexible in your roles, be flexible in your roles and your responsibility. This can help you to navigate shifting priorities and challenges. And I talk about problem solving, which is very crucial for overcoming obstacles and finding innovative solutions to complex issues. And resilience on its own is your armor, your ability to stand, your armor, the shield in challenging situations. How resilient are you? How resilient are you? Bouncing back from setbacks and staying positive is the key to success. Now we are moving to the next skill, which is time management, which is organizational skills and utility belt. You know, an analogy that goes along with all of these skills We've talked about the shield, we've talked about the cape, we've talked about the apron, we've talked about the that you guard yourself with. Time management, prioritization you on top of your game. Why are we talking about time management, which is very crucial in HR? It helps you to juggle multiple tasks. That is multitasking efficiently and meet deadlines. Skill help you focus on what and resources effectively. In that under prioritization, that is where you put it in a grid. Important, urgent. Is it urgent for me to do it, or is it very important for me to do it, but it's not urgent? So you come up with a quadrant. You have it in such a way that you have very urgent, important but not urgent, but important and very urgent. Then you have tasks that are very urgent but not important. Do you get? And there are some that it is not important and it is not urgent. It's a 4 quadrant. So you must be able to prioritize yourself. You put it on that quadrant. Is it important or is it urgent? Then you should be able to prioritize. Attention to details ensures accuracy in tasks like data entry, record keeping, and compliances. Compliances, especially record keeping. We have situations whereby, as an HR person, you are supposed to have group life assurance updated for your employees, and you forgot, or you are not keeping record very well, to the point that there was a time, anytime they call me, anytime they call me that, sir, we just recorded a fatality, we lost a staff. Oh, do we have that person's record updated? The first question I usually ask, they understood, they really understood what I'm talking about. That when I said, do we have that person's record updated? That means, do we have him covered under insurance, under NSITF? So as an HR person, you must know all of this and keep your record up to date. Up to date. We are moving. Problem solving. We talked about problem solving earlier on, but I'll still talk about it. These are the skills. Problem solving skills are the grappling hook. There's a hook. You know, we have a belt. Now, your problem solving skills now serve as a hook that holds you on, that HR heroes use to tackle challenges head on. Analytical thinking, creativity, and decision needs or decisiveness are your tools. How decisive are you? Are you prompt in your decision? Are you reactive? Are you waiting? Are you laid back? Are you trying to lay back, or you just want to take time? You just taking advantage of the situation to, I'll do it at any time. No. Analytical thinking helps you to break down complex issues into manageable parts and analyze them. Problem solving itself. Okay, is you thinking outside the box, exploring innovative solutions to problem solving, to problems. Decision making on its own under pressure, when you are making decision under pressure, is a skill that you must have. You must continue to shun it. You must continue to hone your skill when it comes to decision making under pressure, to make quick decisions, informed choices in high stakes situations. Proactive. For instance, there's a fire outbreak and you are dragging it. You don't know where to. You evacuate people immediately and you shut down the entire office. You cut down. You quickly carry out your audit and you call. So you are taking decision whether to call somebody to know whether you want to shut down. There's a fire outbreak somewhere. You first evacuate people before you start thinking of any other thing. You move them to a safe location. All right? Thank you. And the last one, which is technology skills. We can't do it. We just cannot do without this. We cannot do away with it. Now that this world has gone global and is going techie. It's Internet of Things, IoT things. We have AI, artificial intelligence, and what have you. So technology skills are the gadgets in the utility belt of your HR journey. Understanding HR software You must have the good understanding of the HR software that you want to use. You can't just bring in HR software that will be cost consuming. You don't even understand it. You don't know whether it's useful to you, whether it's useful to your organization, whether it's what you actually need or you require at that point in time. So you must understand the software that you want to introduce. Data analysis. Can you make informed decision through your software? Digital communication. You can reach out, you can communicate. Now we do a lot of this training we are doing, this session we are having right now. In those days, it used to be physical, classroom training, digitalization, digitize your process, digitize your work. Give human face to it, digitize it. Go digital, go tech. And your technology adaptation, they are very essential. Understanding HR software is crucial for managing data, okay? And then automating your processes is good for you. That means it automates your processes, leave processes, payroll processes, pay slip. You want to get, employee wants to go on leave, attendance, you want to take time management, time sheet. You automate automate it and make life easier for you. It makes life simple and gives you edge. You are on top of your game. It helps you improve your efficiency. I said data analysis skill help you to interpret your HR metrics, your trend. You can see how many headcount you have lost within a couple of a quarter. You can see how many people. You can even do a lot of analysis with your HR data that you have. All right. Digital communication skills are important for engaging employees, conducting virtual meetings, virtual interview, and leveraging social media for HR purposes. Those are the things that we should understand as an HR person, that we must understand. Okay, teamwork skills. As an HR person, as an HR professional that you are, these are the skills that you require also to raise your collaboration activity, your collaborativeness, building relationships, resolve conflicts, inspire team to greatness. Because if you don't have this ability to work as a team, to build your team, then the entire organization will scatter. It will crumble. Collaboration within the HR team is essential for achieving common goals, all right? And sharing knowledge and leveraging diverse skills. Please don't forget, it helps you to share knowledge when you collaborate. You bring ideas together, you trade ideas together, you put heads, and then you realize that things that you could have been doing on your own, struggling to do on your own, you get it done effortlessly. Conflict resolution within teams require diplomacy. How diplomatic are you? Diplomacy, listening skills, and empathy to address disagreement constructively. You don't take sides. You don't take sides. You be objective. You say it, but you need to be diplomatic about it. You need to be diplomatic about it, and you need to show empathy if you need to show empathy. If the situation requires you to be empathetic, please show it. Motivating and inspiring team members involve recognizing their contributions when they are doing good. Recognize them. Come up with ideas, initiative that recognizes their contribution towards the upliftment of the organization, providing feedback and creating a positive working environment. And lastly, ethics and integrity. Ethics and integrity. That's the last one. Ethics and integrity. These are the morals, the moral compass that guides you as an HR professional. It guides you in your action, in all the action, upholding company values because it rests on you. Confidentiality, that is data protection. You don't share employees' information. Last week or 2 weeks ago, one of my head of department went for a test because he was complaining, and I asked him, the MD asked him to go and run test. The moment he got finished with the testing, he sent the results to me. Till now, nobody. I stylishly asked the HR manager. I said, did you receive any result, any report from this person? She said, no, I kept it. I said, did he send any report about himself? He said, no. She said, no, and I kept it to myself. And I called him. You are not supposed to share that with me. It's confidential information. Share with the HR. So he thought it was better shared with me as a GM. And I said, no, share with the HR. There's confidentiality in your work. Confidentiality in all ways, salary confidentiality, information, staff information. And you must be seen as a trustworthy person. You must be seen as a trustworthy person that when they are coming to you, they know that you are trustworthy. They are non-negotiable. These are non-negotiable. Ethical behavior in HR is paramount to maintaining trust with employees, stakeholders, and the community. Upholding company values means aligning your actions within the organization's mission, vision, and ethical standard. And maintaining confidentiality is crucial to handling sensitive information such as employee records, grievances, and legal matters. And I want to wrap it up from here because like the other one that I said, I just wanted to add, I don't know, time will not permit us to have that good understanding. I mean, to have that, but as an HR person, you must have a good understanding of labor law. Please, you must have a good understanding of the labor law. Your employee relationship, your employee relation and conflict resolution. We've talked about that. We've talked about it for a while. So you must have it at the back of your mind that handling employee grievances within legal framework, you should know how to handle that. What does labor law say when it comes to mediation and arbitration in resolving dispute? What does labor law say? What's the legal aspect of disciplinary action you want to take in termination? You know, there's a difference between dismissal. Okay, there's legal meaning to dismissal, to termination, and service no longer, and that's the disengagement. Services no longer required or resignation. So there are different things on their own. And there are implications to them, legal implications that you must understand as an HR person. So when you are terminating, you know on what ground you are terminating. When you are dismissing the staff, you know on what ground. You know what are the benefits of such person. Anyone that is dismissed, anybody, any employee that is dismissed, lost entitlement to anything in that organization. You cannot come back. You don't have any entitlement. Termination, yes, you calculate the benefit and calculate, and those ones that are due, that really have benefit when you want to disengage them. So you must understand all of this. Promoting positive employee relations through effective communication. So you must also understand that. What are the policies? What are the policies? What are the legal implication of your hiring and recruitment practices? How conversant are you with the labor law with hiring practices, laws? Are you discriminatory? Your interview, how do you conduct your interviews? You know, those are the things that you should understand. You need to learn more. You need to expose yourself to the legal or to understanding the labor law, especially the legal aspect of labor law. What covers the employees? Okay, what are the rights that your employees have and your own right as an employer? So you need to understand all of this in talking about data protection, which I have talked about before. So, but there are laws guiding it. Do you just release information, anybody, anyhow? No, you can't. You must not. There are confidential information that must stay with you as an HR. So in conclusion, we just need to understand that all that we have been talking about is for us to master, is for us to mastering all of these skills can elevate you as an HR person and make you a true champion in your field. Remember, personal development is a lifelong journey. It is. It's a lifelong journey, and it's a personal thing. Keep honing your skills and seeking new challenges and embracing opportunities for growth. Continuous learning is key. I must tell you that continuous learning is key to staying relevant and effective in HR. Stay curious, be curious to learn, be curious. Attend workshops, webinars like this, and always seek to improve on yourself. All right? So on that note, I want to appreciate you and everyone for your time. And please, once again, I apologize for the in and out, the intermittent disconnection. And I want to say thank you for your time. I want to say thank you for your time. And I want to leave the room open for questions, feedback, answers. I mean, question and answer or feedback on what you've taken out of this training today.